I want us to hazard a guess. Do you think we can actually change Nigeria from what you have just said now? If all the choices are being made and they are wrong choices, either from wrong information, wrong perception, or, I don't know, wrong values. So can we actually change Nigeria?
A change Nigeria is possible. Completely possible.
Yeah, optimistic is possible.
Very optimistic. And that's why if you look at behavior change, communication is grounded in some theories. And it has happened before. We have seen nation states emerge that were not
anything before.
Yes. I mean, everybody rushes to Dubai.
Or Singapore, for instance.
Yeah, we've said Singapore, Malaysia, China, you know. So what stops Nigeria from changing? Nothing. We are the ones stopping ourselves. The blame does not rest at anybody's
table or door or house.
But all of us collectively. But we need to be led. You see, that's the challenge. You see, any change process must be led.
We need a change agent.
And it must be led by a vision, a common vision. And that common vision must be driven by a core group. And then it begins to expand. It begins to expand. It begins to expand. We know of 1 or 2 African countries where there has been a lot of community engagement, community dialogue, community interactions, and people understand. You see, because first, I need to, you know what, and I keep telling people, communication is meant to elicit a behavioral outcome. And that communication...
When you share something with somebody, the expectation is for that person to be able to understand, process, and then return.
By undertaking a particular behavior. It's different from information sharing. What we have been doing mainly...
Just sharing information.
Is information sharing. For instance, speed kills. What have you said? It's an information. It's one of the many informations I'm getting. Turn that into a communication for me. And let me understand, because you want me to improve on my driving,
yes.
So that I reduce the risk of dying as a result of driving to myself and to other road users. It's 2 different things. So if you put billboards all over the place that speed kills, oh, I will see it. If I like the face of the person who said it, maybe it's an actor, an actress, or a respected figure, I say, this man, this photograph must have been taken 10 years ago. This. You see, I'm not looking at your message. I'm looking at the personality. You just give me information. Education for all is a slogan. What does it mean for me? I remembered many years ago, non-formal education had a slogan, each one, teach one. But they didn't follow it through into a communication, which meant that each person can contribute to the teaching or education
of the other.
Because if you have 50 literates and 50 illiterates, if one of the literate should take one of the illiterate, it means over a period of time we have 100 literates. Simple. But it didn't come true.
So why have we failed to simplify things? I mean, why in the management or the administration of the country or national issues, why are we... Is that a deliberate effort to steal? Is that why we build such huge infrastructures? Is that what we are looking? Is that?
Let me say this: there's in the value chain, you just need to know how to invest in the catalytic points, and the catalytic points are not the most expensive points to invest in. But because of the mentality
of our people,
of all of us, if you are made a governor, now we are discussing here, people will say, in the last 100 days, what did you commission? What did you do? So people come to you with all sorts of proposals, what you can do. And somebody says, Your Excellency, look, we can build 100 classrooms. Meanwhile, we have 2,000 classrooms that underpopulated.
And dying, dilapidated.
Yes. Let's build new ones. And you commission. And this. Because they will say it came a commission project in my constituency and it didn't. You don't understand. So it is that mentality. And that mentality is driven by what is in it for me. Is driven by what can we share. Is driven by how can I take care of the boys and the girls. Is driven by all the people who helped me. How do I take
How
care
do
of
I pay them back?
to say thank you. How do I get them busy? But if we sat back and said, okay, we have, as at now, 20,000 classrooms. If each of them is to have 25 students, we should have this number of children
In school. So how do we get those children into school?
Whilst at the same time, we are renovating, we are getting
Painting.
them, we are retraining teachers, we are improving on the
environment,
quality
yes,
of the education, and building a more rounded child out of our school system. Do you see it? When you do that, people say, he didn't build school. What did he build? What did she build?
They renovated.
Did he even renovate? Is it not the school that we have been there since 1945? So our mindset must change. The things that make a difference may be the intangible things. For instance, many years ago, I had an uncle that was a counselor in Akwa Ibom.
Yes.
And he was made supervisory counselor for works. And I engaged him one-on-one. He said, look, we had an opportunity to make a 15-kilometer road. That was the total. But we looked at that budget, that we could do culverts in around 30 communities.
With that same money.
And link those communities. Rather than doing
Only
just
15
in one little
space
community. And we opted for that. And they opened up about 45 communities.
That singular decision.
So I remember what I said, the choices we make and the choices we fail to make determine our outcome. And it was very instructive to me.